Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Havilland 2 with me, Heard 37. Well, it has been forever since I've flown. We just got out of the holidays. There's AVG again. Got out of the holidays and it looked like everything was good sailing, and then I got really sick. Couldn't fly for an extremely long time. Everything, so it's time to get back into the swing of it now. I haven't made a video in forever. I haven't posted anything in forever as well. And in this episode, actually, if you remember the last time, I can't remember exactly where we delivered something. Now, I positioned the plane to go do another job, and I was going to do that job, but I think that was right before I got sick, so I ended up couldn't do that job. So I've positioned our plane once again. We were over here at KOPN in Thomaston, Georgia, and we've got a short flight here, 95 miles, taking 2,886 pounds of watches up to KRMG, that is Rome, Georgia. We'll take a look here at FS Commander. As you can see the wind here. We're going to take off, have to take off on runway 12. That's a heading of 124 degrees. And in our short flight, we come up here to Rome, and you can see the wind coming out of the north. We're going to land on runway 1. It's a heading of 009 degrees. There is ILS 111.15. Airport elevation 643 feet. And I think we'll just come straight in. We should be able to do that. I don't know if it's going to close or not. And one thing I was going to try and do as well, because I did this on my position flight, I just want to test it. I tested it to see if we can actually, because we haven't ferried fuel. I'll show you over here actually. Let's go back to our jobs. If you look over here, I think, because it was only letting me this fuel here. So 640 for the 100 LL, but the Jet A fuel is 510. And if you look where we're going, Rome, you can make a little bit. See, it's at 520. So it's only like 10 cents. It would be better if you could take the plane fuel, but it seems to only let you take Jet A for some reason. Let's check this out. Because you can see load onto and can ferry fuel, but as you can see, it's only the Jet A or whatever. And if you do it this way, I hate how it's done this way too, because you have to find like 510. That way you can figure out. See, it's 7 pounds, just over a gallon, so you know it's the Jet A, even though it doesn't actually say. But it says aircraft capacity 2,000. I'm not going to take that much. We're only making 10 cents though, which I guess is 10. I'm not sure if it was doing 10%. I think it was 10 cents a gallon if I remember what we were looking at. So we'd only make like $6, but just to kind of try it out, I thought we'd go ahead and do that. Let's do like 500. What was that? 500 pounds. Because I don't want to take too much, because we already have a good amount on the watches. So we'll take another 500 pounds. It's $375. So we'll make 10 cents a gallon. So we'll make like $7.40. We should have been doing this forever. And then you can make a lot more. See, Jet A. I don't know why it doesn't tell you on the load screen which one you're taking. Because like I say, I would rather take the regular plane fuel. Hopefully that doesn't screw anything up right there. Just make sure. So it doesn't say anything that we have on there. So I'm not sure if it's... I don't know. What... Jeez. Let's check this out. So it says we do have 783 pounds. It's 116 gallons. I'm kind of confused now. Daggone it. Yeah, see, for disposal, so it didn't load that. Let's see if we can try this one more time, or if Airholder's going to throw a fit again. 500 pounds. Okay, load it up. See, it's not giving me the storage thing, so I'm not really sure if that's going to work or not. Because I did on the last flight, and it did actually work. Yeah, see, I don't know why I wants to do that. All right, well, we'll try this. Maybe we can try it again, but so let's get this going. We'll go ahead and fly now. We've only got 2 hours 15 minutes for this thing expires. We're on our FedEx. By the way, this might be our last twin Otter. All right, so we've got 1,000, so it actually did put it in both times. Jeez, that's way more than I wanted. We got 200 miles worth of fuel, 783 pounds to go along with our 2,000. So now we're at 3,886 with the fuel right here. That's kind of crazy. Alright, so we're going to the north, so let's go like 7,500 feet. We might go 9,500. This back a little bit, not too much. There we go. 3:59, so basically 4 o'clock, so I think that'll move us back to about 11. Last position will be alright. And with that, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, so we're in the plane now. I had to start this up again. That little Microsoft net error kept popping up and made it impossible to do anything. So I had to restart everything out. It looks like Aerosoft 2 is working fine. Alright, so we're all loaded up. I got the fuel and everything set. DC master switch on. We're on external power. Let me put that back to the middle. It tries to start itself up when Aerosoft 2 loads it up. Now what's good? Alright, let me hit Control E. So maybe that'll stop because I don't know why it just did that on its own. Make sure it's not moving as well. Alright, so hopefully that stops that. That's kind of weird. Generator can come on. We'll put that to normal. Look down here. We're at 10%. Right engine. There we go. I would have reset my view if I had remembered. A little better view. Alright, so right generator can come on. And now why is that all the way? There it goes. It's kind of odd how that happened. Put that on battery. Anti-collision position. We won that before, but I wasn't expecting the engines to start themselves like that. No smoking. Fasten seatbelts, although we don't have passengers. Pitot heat can come on. Bleed airs stay off. I'm going to go ahead and turn our I'll turn our taxi light off real quick. I got to get back in the habit of using this because, you know, we didn't have it for months. So we'll go ahead and cancel this.
Atlanta approach to Havilland, November 385.
I still hate how you always have to go IFR first. 124. Oops, went flying there.
Departure frequency is 119.6, clock 0417. Clear deploy 30 minutes from now.
124, read back.
Havilland, November 38535, clear to Kilo, Romeo, Mike.
Set our transponder here, 1200. Because I do not pay attention to that.
Squawk 0417, clear deploy 30 minutes from now. Havilland 535, feedback incorrect.
Alright, so let's tune into the traffic here. Alright, so select a runway for takeoff. We're taking off on runway 12, announce our taxi to it. And now we can throw that taxi light on. And get my view set. Alright, so taxi light is on. Parking brake is off. Taxi right over here to our right. We're taking off this way to the right, so we'll probably have to go down a little ways. That figures because when I was landing, I had my option to go here or down the other runway. At the other end, there's another place to park. Of course, I picked the wrong one for takeoff. Here we go again with this. The Twin Otter. Might be able to take off from right there, but it would be a really, really close. And we're fairly heavy. I mean, not anywhere maxed out, but we are pretty daggone heavy. We got, what, 3,800 pounds of fuel and cargo, not including our flight fuel for the plane. And so this might be our last flight in the Twin Otter. This is our 5th video on it. We might do one more. Then I gotta find out exactly what we're gonna switch over to. What are we at? 19 passengers here? I don't know an intermediate in between like this and the Dash 8. There is the BAE Jetstream 41 from PMDG that I have. I don't think we've ever flown that. The only thing is I don't have I have the procedures on the computer, but I don't have any way to get them printed off. So I would have to basically like start to have it automatically start the plane for me, which kind of sucks. But although that's a long process, and I don't have much experience at all flying that plane. It's a rather old plane, I believe, from PMDG. And you don't see hardly anyone on YouTube or anything flying it either. It's kind of odd. So I'd have to go ahead and learn it, which I have sometime, I guess. Come up to the line here and hold short. Alright. I'm going to just go ahead and stop here. Let's set this to 7,500. Clear on the left, clear on the right. Alright, departing to the north. Landing lights coming on, windshield heat on, by the way. Strobes on, I'll leave the bleed airs. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn the bleed airs on. Because you'll notice, I don't know if they're actually on until you hit a certain RPM or whatever, a certain power. So I'm not sure. Flaps going to 20. You'll notice that there's still not a whole heck of a lot of room over there to the right. She's actually moving a little better today. I hope I didn't just jinx myself. Usually she's a real bear for me to taxi with. Oh. Alright, I'm going to hold the brakes. There we go. Off the brakes. Keep her out of the red. We should be good. Alright, let's go ahead and rotate. Oh, she got up quick. Bring that nose down a little bit. Flaps going to 10. And she really wanted to go nose up. Alright, retracting the flaps all the way to 0. I think one reason is because of all the cargo. I think that's one reason we're kind of heavy towards the rear. Pull back on the power just a tad. I didn't want to go back that much. Or at least it made it sound like we had pulled way back, and then the nose came up. Get back on the power a little bit. That's not what I was wanting. She's gotta stop pulling the nose up on me. I'm trying to trim her down. There's the airport, so you can actually park on like both ends. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's the other end. By the way, I'll bring this up. Switch it over to GPS. Not a whole lot in this area. We're a little south of Atlanta, if you saw on the map. Should have pointed that out. Not too far at all from Atlanta. Autopilot heading indicated airspeed. Oh, as soon as you hit that, she wants to put the nose straight up. What is it? I'm gonna pull back on the power just a little bit. It'll force it to bring the nose down to keep that airspeed. It was all of a sudden when as soon as we clicked it, it goes straight up to 2,000. Not what I was wanting. And here in a second we'll switch it over to nav. It's just 93 miles to go, under an hour. And we have enough fuel so we'll be able to get there pretty quickly. We'll have to bring the engines back too much. Already up to 5,000. I guess you could go up to 9,500, but we'll just stay at 7,500. That'll put us about 7,000 above. The airport elevation is 643 feet. Alright, so we'll go ahead and switch nav. And desired track 337. Feels like we're climbing really, really hard. It's not, we're only at 1,000 feet a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and set my course. I'll leave that for now. Alright, 90 miles, about 50 or so minutes. Got about 1,400 feet to go until the cruise. I'm gonna go ahead and speed her up for a minute. I'll be right back. Alright everybody, slowing it down to normal speed here, about 12 miles out from the airport. Of course, we're going to make our approach in here. I've already got 111.15 in our nav here. We're using heading on the autopilot. Kind of crazy on that descent right there. We got down a little quicker than I ended up wanting to. But just a little bit, nothing too bad. Looking at our speed, I guess we're okay. We're a little fast maybe. But get that off over to ATC. Oh, that's right, we needed to contact them. They're gonna tell us it's canceled probably. Well, I guess maybe it hasn't been a half hour. There we go. That's what we wanted. Good. Alright, so we're looking for KRMG, Russell, Rome, Georgia. Tune to the traffic. Runway for landing is going to be runway 1. Oh, full stop landing. Let's just tell them where we are. And we can hit that over to the nav. You can see we're a little low. Like I said, we gotten a little lower quicker than I wanted to. We're at 2,500 feet. This puts us about 1,900 feet above. Start coming over to the right here. Obviously can't see the airport just yet. Just trying to scan ahead. Oh, there we go. Let's switch this over to nav. And I believe it's 009 is the heading of the runway. Alright, those are making their way down from the glide slope. We do have an approach hold in the plane. I'm going to get rid of that GPS off my screen. Mute my mic for 1 second. Still got it back, cough and everything. Go ahead and hit the approach hold. I'm going to bring the power back. Remember, we need to get our flaps out still. We'll go flaps 30 for landing. Almost never land anymore flaps 40. Even though we are slightly heavier in this one, but not a ton of fuel. Other than that, we're ferrying. We got that little ground spike spinning around a couple times. Hopefully that gets rid of it. I'm gonna go ahead and say final. Some slow flying. Got up the power just a little bit more. See how many miles out we are. At 4. I thought that's what that's over there. It seems like we're a lot closer to 4. Oh, that may be from the middle of the airport, not the threshold that we're going at. coming off the power just a little bit. About ready to get our flaps out. Flaps to 10. I'm gonna get on the power now just a tad, because that drag will really slow us down. So just go flaps 20. Autopilot is off, plane is mine. Felt like when I took that off, it kind of went up a little bit. Whoa, like that. Bouncy with me at the controls. Although I guess that's to be expected. I put those flaps at 30 and it really ballooned me up there. Trying to come in level like you're supposed to. Normally we come in high. I'm trying to stop myself from doing that. Try to come in lower, more level. She really keeps like she's putting the nose down, or nose up, I'm sorry, and I have to keep fighting her. See, when you get off it, man, that nose really wants to come up. I have to fight her down. You can see how pitched up we are, and I was actually pushing down on the nose and trimming it the entire time. I think we're just really heavy in the back with all that cargo, because we did fill up the aft cargo as much as we could. So I believe we need to taxi over to the left. And we don't want to go right. So I'm going to go past this runway, and there's a taxiway just after it. We'll take that one. That way we're not taxiing on the other runway at all. Go ahead and retract the flaps. Got a little slower than I wanted to. I didn't realize we were going to go across the runway at first, or I wouldn't have got on the brakes so hard. Alright, stop her right here. Landing lights are off. Strobes are off. We're clear of the runway. Let everybody know. I'm going to turn our transponder to standby. That's weird. 0417. See, I can't even tell if you got in standby or what. I'm going to just turn it off. That's kind of weird that it went to that. I've never seen that. Never noticed that, at least. So we'll pull over to the right. This looks like a fairly big airport. I think I've actually heard of Rome, Georgia before. Not that it's, you know, huge or anything. Alright. I have to give her some power. This thing did not want to move. Which is weird. It's actually taxiing worse than when we first started out. We're actually lighter. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be any worse. It should be better. Alright, so it looks like we'll have to park over here. Man, oh day. So we actually did fairly good taxiing onto the runway, but ever since we landed, she's been a real bear. we'll stop right here. Alright, parking brake. We'll go ahead and set that. The way she doesn't lunge forward on me. Good God. Speedo, he can come off. Taxi lights are off. I'm going to go ahead and shut off the bleed airs, fasten safety belts, and no smoking can come off. It's like, oh, that is good. I'm going to switch it to external power. Window shield heat is off. Let's go ahead and cut the fuel. Generator's off. I'm going to shut everything off. Alright. Let's go over to air hauler 2. There we go. Cargo. Let's go ahead and unload the watches first. Alright, now let's go ahead and unload that fuel. See, I clicked that from offload from tanks only. That's why it probably said to do disposal. So let's go ahead and unload this. Now we can sell it to the airport for $5.20 per gallon. Remember, we bought it at $5.10, so we do want to do that. See, if we had a base here, we could store it at the depot or whatever. Or if there's another plane here, I guess you can refuel it. So let's go ahead and finish this flight monitoring. Alright, took off at 4:15, landed at 5:02, took 47 minutes. Took off with 766 pounds of fuel, landed with 480. Max altitude 7,530 feet. Max pitch negative 14.73. Max roll 25.0. Max speed 150.27 knots. Max or minimum G's 0.83. Minimum G's exceeds 0. Max G's 1.5. Max G exceeds 0. Salt false. Overspeed false. Swing description okay. Gear down true. Line on asphalt. No damage to the runway. No damage to the plane. Came down a little hard. Not hard, but a little higher than like 172 feet a minute. Landing speed 57.88 knots. Landing pitch speed, we were pitched way up. I was trying to get that nose down. I just couldn't do it. Negative 7.17. Landing roll, negative 1.17. Landing heading, 10.28. Landing wind speed 5. Wind direction 26. I don't know if we'll be able to find out how much money we made. It's so hard. I've talked about it before. The way they, it's horrible how they put stuff in order. And even though you do date and time, see, so packs, income, see, that's not even that's not even us. Like it's almost like they think someone has landed since I hate how they do that. Because I don't even see ours unless it's gonna be this. No, that's from Detroit. It's a passenger flight. Yeah, I hate how that's done. Because we made a good amount of money. There it is. So the cargo, we made $34,630. That was a great haul, especially for 95 miles. It's a great haul. Sold the jet fuel for $697. I don't know if we're gonna find out how much. That's the station air. So the purchase $375. 375. I should just do this in my head. What is it? 750 or something? Yeah, 750. And what did we say we sold it for? 697. That means we would have lost money. But we sold it for $520 and got it for $510. I don't understand how that can be. And we got it for $375. Where did I see 750? Maybe I just did it in my head. You know what that is? $750. But we bought it for $510 and sold it for $520. That doesn't make any sense. We should have made money, not lost money. It doesn't make any sense at all. Huh. That doesn't make any sense. If you buy for something for $510, you sell it for $520, you've made money. But apparently not in a air hauler. That's very odd. Unless I'm just thinking wrong. I know I can't be wrong. Alright. I'll look at that. That doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, there's something going out KRMG to I-63. That's a long flight. Man, it's not really showing. It should come up as a black line. That looks more black to me. So it's probably up to Indiana since it is I something. Man, I hate how I wish they would really change some of the ways they do things on the air hauler too. KRMG is probably going to be this one right here. Can I click it? There we go. Now it's KRMG I-63. That's a long flight. That's the only problem, is it kind of takes us up to where we don't want to be. Well, that's actually in Illinois, not Indiana. Just across the line. St. Louis. Well, is that good? Is that in Missouri? No, Springfield, Illinois. It's in that area, I guess. Jefferson City, Missouri. Columbia, Missouri. Maybe it is in Missouri. Yeah, that one takes us a little too far out of our way. I don't know what we should do next. Do you think? I don't know if it's probably too early for another base, and if we're gonna buy another couple planes, because we're, like I said, we're about ready to switch. And I don't know when I'll be able to. If I don't fly tomorrow, it'll probably be several days, so we'll have a little bit more money as well. Because I was gonna say we could go up to Indianapolis and set up another base. Where is Indianapolis? There's Louisville. There's St. Louis. Indianapolis right up here. That's a little far than I would want to fly. Pay good for the well, we can't switch over to passengers because we're cargo. Daggone it. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Atlanta's not too far. I don't want a base in Atlanta. Something about Knoxville. I always kind of want to put a base in Knoxville. I'm thinking I'm going to have to try and avoid that. I really don't want it there. Yeah, I'm not sure where else we can go. We could go to the south. We won't, before we put bases in Indianapolis and everything, maybe we should come down to the south, because we got places we want to come down here. Tallahassee, I have Pensacola. I think we actually have scenery for that. We want to bring some bases down in here. So maybe, daggone. I'd have to fly over to one of our bases. I might just have to position ourselves, unless we, yeah. I could position Caitlin over to Pensacola. She's real close. And open up a base that way. I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe we'll just, when I'm ready to fly again, I'll position it and we'll find something like that. But anyhow, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.